It's like we've been told and like we thought was just science fiction. You feel me? Before in those movies,
Yeah.
it's getting to a point to where it's like if you stay on the trajectory of where it is going to be. You feel me? A what do you amass the population through? You feel me? It's like okay, if the men, you feel me, don't fuck with the females and they scared to get in a relationship with the females because they like, I'm just gonna get used, or they was on the hype of get money, fuck bitches, you feel me, or whoop boom boom. Then you got the females like fuck niggas, I'm just getting money, you feel me, out of them, boom boom boom. It ain't the same kind of love and harmony, you feel me, even if
That
y'all
it once was before.
so if you are, even if you having sex, you feel me, or you creating life, you know, and you bring that kind of energy together, you feel me, those kind of vibrations. The love or the child that is going to be produced is not made out of love like in the 70s or in the 60s. You know, we was probably conceived to some love making music.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like they was making love. People out here are not really making love no more. You feel me? Like so the ones who being born into that energy, they not born into love.
Yeah.
You feel me? So you can't really be shocked or surprised, you feel me, that the youngins is so turned up the way that they turned up because that's the energy
What
that
they were
they're born
produced
into.
from,
You
yeah.
feel me? Now I'm not saying that the energy don't exist. It's not there, but you may have to go place yourself in an environment to where it's there. It's not as far as the masses, you know. The masses might be aware of it, but they not own it 24/7. They probably own it when they see their child, or when it's like when when you have a orgasm, or when you have a heartgasm, or when you feel me, you see something that is really motivating, inspiring. You feel me?
Or something heartfelt, like you be like, oh, like you get that
You know,
vibration going through your body.
that'd be a 10 or 20. I say for unique people, 10 to 20 to find it, unless you just, you feel me, you living like that. Then you always around it because you living like that. But it's probably a under 10 as far as what is out here on a mass level getting pushed to people. Actually, you feel me, them seeing it.
Yeah.
They not experiencing it like that. You feel me, 24/7. You feel me, like it's not happening. So if you bring that together, or if you, that child that is born from those two type of mentalities, they're going to be out here, you feel me, on some non-ethical, non-conscious, you feel me, type of hype, you feel me, and that's a different kind of rules for, you feel me, everybody if you living in the environment. So now you got different rules based on the area or based on the zones, on some they clone Tyrone shit, you feel me, you know,
Are they cloning people or what?
I mean,
Let's talk about cloning.
did you ever hear?
I didn't watch the full movie though.
You
I
ain't
fell
see?
asleep.
Oh, you gotta watch the whole
right
thing.
when, like, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen They Clone Tyrone yet. I think I fell asleep right after. Okay, so he got shot in the parking lot. You saw it already,
Yeah.
right? Okay, I was saying you. Okay, so he got shot in the parking lot and all that, and then when he seen himself, when they peeled it back and he was dead, like, and he was looking at himself, like, that's the last thing I really remember, and I fell asleep. So
Yeah. So
they clone people. They clone Jamie Foxx. I feel like that was funny. Like, all of a sudden, he's so sick.
Right,
Like,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not saying I don't know,
But
I am
but
a
you know
little
what's
bit of a
crazy?
conspiracy theorist.
Even the
so-
simple fact, that's how you know we in a different world. It's a different time period.
Mm-hmm.
Because even the simple fact that it can be considered a possibility that he's a clone. You
Yeah,
feel me?
yeah.
We in a different
We're in a different realm
You feel me?
right now, because I'm just like, he was sick. Okay, nobody knew what was going on.
Right.
And like when other, people in the media and stuff get sick like that, they got all these little updates and stuff. And I'm just like, okay, well, nobody's seen her from all of a sudden he pop out and he's, living life as normal. He's better and everything like this. I'm just like, I don't know. Same thing with Gucci Mane. It was like Gucci Mane's a clone.
Right. Eminem too. You feel me?
Eminem.
Now-
I'm like,
The cloning technology is not it's not new. Bill Clinton gave a speech about it in, I think, 1994. He was talking about the advancements of clone technology then. You feel me? And this was public. So if he was talking about it in 1994 publicly,
and how many years later,
many years later, they beyond that.
Yeah, yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
that mean they was probably working on it for hella years, and then it just happened got blipped and was putting it out there. So it's definitely there, but it's getting to the probably going to be again, nothing is presented exactly how it's presented on the movies and the TV, but it'll have the same kind of principles, or it had the same kind of, it'll have some key points. You feel me? Like, for example, Beyond Meat, you feel me? Or what's the other meat? Beyond and I can't think of it, but it's clone meat.
Yeah, it's cloned.
So a lot of stuff that they use, they are using it now. It's just, it hasn't been out there publicly that it's a whole ass vessel. You feel me? People walking around with clone suits. That hasn't happened yet. Now, it's a great possibility. It's already been, you feel me? People is already, and that's also again part of the sun, everything being connected. A lot of people dropping like flies. If you are a clone, or they call them a NPC, a non-playable character. You feel me? Like if you know how in the games, or you ever seen like in the games like Grand Theft Auto or something, you had the main player, you feel me, and then it's the stuff that he interacting with.
Yeah.
You feel me? It's not a player, but you interacting with it. Same thing out here. You got some people who they may not harbor the same kind of energy, you feel me, or life that everybody does, you know? You got a difference between a spirit and a soul. A spirit is something that just animates the body.
Yeah.
You feel me? Soul is something a lot deeper.
Totally different.
Everybody has a spirit, but everybody ain't got a soul. You feel me? It's a different thing. So, if
how you operating, how you know who has a soul and who is just operating
because
from something else, like
a spirit is just life. You breathing. You feel me? But a soul, you need a certain amount of consciousness. You have to have a certain amount of empathy. You have to, and empathy not meaning just like love, but you have to feel.
You have to feel.
You have to be
That's
able
why you
to
have the
feel.
empaths.
Exactly. You feel me? It's impossible if you feel me. And then when you come to feeling it, you also get rhythm. You feel me? Now you can't gain a soul. You feel me? But you have to be able to feel the frequencies, the vibrations, you feel me, the emotions. You have to be able to feel these things, you feel me, and able to connect to the soul.
Speaking of that, you say you can't gain a soul.
You can gain a soul.
You can gain a soul.
You gain a soul. Like it, and this is going a little left. So the clone, you remember the Tyrone, they clone. Have you ever, I don't even know who we talk about that.
Talk about it.
Have you ever heard the history of or the origin of Caucasians and Europeans, how they got here? You ever heard
from the Caucasus Mountains?
You know where that Caucasus Mountains is? You know where that is?
Where is it?
Somewhere in Europe.
In Europe,
so
yeah.
They were saying so apparently England old name is Albion. That's the original name for Albion in Britain. And Albion meaning albino. Now, again, this is just through the grapevine. I'm not 120% certain, but I am 95% believing. You feel me? So, apparently, at one point in time, it was around the Mayan time. You feel me? Around then, when everybody in this more of the ancient world, everybody had melanin and whatnot. Apparently, it came from experiments, you feel me, and being created. The pyramids in Mexico, the Mayan pyramids, was it Mexico or somewhere in South America? But the Mayan pyramids specifically was where they were created. So, and this is, like, you remember the They Clone, I don't know how far you got to on the They Clone Tyrone movie.
Hey, no, I'm going to watch the
Did you get to the part to where they showed the doctor who made him? And he showed the different versions of the clones.
No.
And it made himself like, so I don't even want to.
You know, spoil it for me, but it's okay. I'm gonna watch it because I want to be able to think about what you're saying as I'm watching it.
So when you get to the evil professor, you feel me, in the story of how Caucasians got here, they call that Dr. Yakub. You feel me? And in the Bible, he would be classified Lucifer. You feel me? And what he did was he took different genetics from different animals and crossbred, and created. And the thing that was the issue was the sunlight. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So, you ever heard of the Neanderthal? They call it the missing link.
Mm-hmm.
So the original name for the missing link is the troglodyte nigger. Yeah, you gotta look that shit up. So everything is flip flopped and everything is it's trippy. So you know how they say the name or the out of pocket name for us was niggers back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently that has nothing to do with us. Apparently, like the term black, you feel me? It originally belonged to them. Black, if you look at the etymology, the word of it in like a 1810 Webster's dictionary, it say that it's bleach. You feel me? The definition, the etymology, if it is bleach, it come from bleak.
For black.
Yeah, BLEAC means without color or pale.
Yes.
You feel me? So the original definition of black is pale. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
The way it was used as far as society-wise, it was a political status, just like white. White had nothing to do with skin complexion. It was a sovereign. That's what it means. And they didn't get that term until Ulysses Grant. You remember Wild Wild West with Will Smith?
Mm-hmm.
The president in that movie, Ulysses Grant, signed the Free White Man's Act. And I can't believe when it was. I think it was late 18s. But when he signed that, it took everybody who was classified as European and Caucasians and put them under white.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the relevancy of it as far as the nigger thing is that everything is flip-flopped. The troglodyte nigger was the missing link. You feel me? And the missing, you know how it went from monkey to the kind of monkey man, then it was the missing link, and then it was man.
Men like caveman and all that.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's caveman is when they popped up out of the Caucasus Mountains. You feel me? And when they popped up, they didn't have any. There was kind of no. There was no hair. There was no like how the caveman had. You seen the pictures of the old caveman, like how they was full of hair.
Yeah.
So that was the troglodyte nigger. When they were in South America, I believe the original place was from that pyramid to Argentina, and that's why Europeans aren't indigenous to Europe. You feel me? They aren't indigenous or aboriginal to Europe. You
Yeah.
feel me? When they were moved from Argentina, the reason why they were moved because the melanin that they had or their pigmentation was in that hair. You feel me? And the hair was coming off like a naked mole rat. You feel me? So the sun was whooping that ass, you feel me? And they was like, nah, they dying off, they got to cut.
Yeah.
So they had to transport them, you feel me, through Europe. And they say that they came out the Caucasus Mountains because they transported them. Again, this is just something that goes through, you feel me, the grapevine. I'm sure it is fact, but it's tunnels and it's portals all over, you feel me, the planet.
Oh,
and
yeah, I believe that for
you
sure.
feel me? It's, you get from one place to another place.
Mm-hmm.
The Caucasus Mountains came apparently from the South America by Argentina. You feel me? And they was transported up there because it was colder in the blanket of the all that the cloud and from always over that area. It reduced the amount of radiation from the sun that they was getting. You feel me? Now, unfortunately for right now, because of the layers being removed and the sun being more turned up, all of Europe, Asia, the Middle East, you feel me, it's cooked. China, you feel me, like it's uninhabitable, you feel me, for a lot of people if you ain't got a lot of melanin. Like inhabitable. Like I think in Spain they was talking about like last year, I think it was over 1,000 people had died from heat. I don't remember what the numbers was exactly, but it was hella countries where people was just dropping.
Yeah.
You've seen a lot of it happen out here, you feel me? And I think this summer, July 17th or July between the 17th and the 14th, it was the hottest record on the planet. You feel me? So back to what you were saying as far as like the dying off and because the sun won't. Now, the connection between that and the movie of the Tyrone, in the Bible, they describe Adam as being red and ready. You feel me? That was a description of it. From what I come across, Adam wasn't an individual, but it was a group. You feel me? So if you did see, again, if you got the part of the movie of the They Clone Tyrone, it's a part where he go down to one of the facilities and he'll see hella clones. You feel me? That group of clones would be one group of atoms. You feel me? Or atom. You feel me? An atom project. The Eve being that everything is born with a belly button comes from a woman. You feel me? And you heard of the Eve gene or the mother gene. And the Eve gene was...
And that's what we supposed to originally have, the black woman. Yeah.
Right. You feel me? So you got the atom being the groups, you feel me, that was supposedly genetically engineered by Yakub. You feel me? And then you have them mixed or breeding with the, you feel me, with the Eve gene. You feel me? Which is how we get to where we are today. Unfortunately, because of the sun, if you ain't supposed to be here, you may not be here. You feel me? Or you're going to have to be underground or only come out when the sun is down.
Like a vampire.
These movies tell you what it is, you feel me? Because a lot of things people don't know about movies is that with every movie, they usually bring a professional in that subject. They pay a paid professional. Everything that you see in the movie costs a lot of money for it to be in the movie. Every scene. Every scene is shot multiple times, and it's a budget for that scene. Everything costs money. So anytime it is something in there, the director is purposely putting it in there, you feel me? Because it's a message that's being sent. It's either indirect message or a direct message. You feel me? But people pass it off as just not just as a movie, it's just as entertainment. And yeah, that may be true, but it's also a lot of truth to it. You feel me? That people don't be aware of. You don't know unless you know. You feel me? So it's like people could look at stuff like, for example, with the They Clone Tyrone, they was talking heavy about how the food, you feel me? The food made everybody laugh and put them in a trance, or no, the music put people in a trance in the club. The food made them all laugh and like high. You feel me? The chemical products was mind control. You feel me? They put a lot of clues, you feel me, in stuff in these movies. It may not be exactly what is happening, you feel me, how it is,
but it's connected to it somehow.
And it's a piece of it that is true and relevant.
That make you start thinking like, hold on, like, you know, what's really going on? And it was like I heard they said it was giving hints of like, they kept playing Michael Jackson and stuff like that. It was like, trying to say that Michael Jackson was a clone too, like, because all of a sudden, you know,
how he went from dark black to light.
To white, you know what I mean?
So they had the different versions of it. And again, this is not like, ain't nothing new under the sun. You feel me? It may be new to this version of civilization because we've been in the dark about so much, and most people are not educated, they indoctrinated. You feel me? So it's like, a lot of motherfuckers don't know shit, you feel me, about how this shit really supposed to go. It's like, you know how you play a game like Scrabble or Monopoly? Like, most people ain't reading the fucking rules.
Right.
They just start playing. Or they listen to somebody telling them how to play. Most times it's your parents, you feel me, or whoever you playing with. And you take that as, this is the way that this game is supposed to be played. But it's a possibility this is not how the way this game is supposed to be played. You feel me? And most people, when who made the game, when was this game created, what's the rules to this game, what's the
objective,
the intentions, the objectives behind the game. You feel me? How do I play the game? Who are all the players in the game? You feel me? What's everybody's position? Who you feel me? You have to know all of that when playing this game because it's so much that goes into it. You feel me? Like, it's so, like, we going, like, even right now, it's some people, you could think of some older people who were born, when they were born, there were no cell phones, there was no computers like that. Like, they had the big NASA computers that was, like, big as a room. But it wasn't just, like, you had a laptop, a phone, or boom, boom, boom. So the information, the technology, the skills that come with it they gotta learn it. They gotta be introduced to it. Compared to a baby like my 3-year-old, she born knowing how
On
to.
the tablet, we
You feel
all
me?
can like convert it to that already.
So it's like you have to know the rules and know how to operate with what is available to you. If you don't know how to operate, you cannot deal with the environment, and it can cost you. It may cost you your time, it may cost you your energy, it may cost you your resources, but it's gonna cost you. It can cost you relationships, it can cost you a whole bunch of different things just by not being aware of the rules and how shit is supposed to go.
Yeah.
You feel me?
And how to adapt to that shit too, because like you said, coming from back then and now, and trying to explain all this stuff to like maybe the older generation, stuff like that. It's like, oh, they're kind of like set in their ways already, and they don't want to hear all that. So that's why they might lose out. Like it's gonna cost you something.
They will, and especially
you
because
have to learn it either one way or another.
that generation they was probably all I say my parents' generation, and I'm not sure how old your parents are, but if they were
53
between I say the 50s, yay, but more of the 60s to the 70s, worst generation for indoctrination, because it was that process of we was going from the civil rights movement and everybody being activists. I was listening to an interview from Isaiah Thomas, and he was talking about how when he was 10 in Chicago with Fred Hampton at the center, him and his mom used to go there, and everybody wanted to be, you feel me, activists, like how everybody now want to be rappers and NBA players or football players. Everybody then wanted to be activists. So
imagine growing up in that. That's crazy.
where would we be
like,
if it had been on the same trajectory? You feel me? If it hadn't been switched, or where the Black Panthers had been infiltrated, the civil rights movement haven't been infiltrated. You feel me? If it hadn't been all the dudes, you feel me, are the older generation of males coming back from Vietnam War, are psychologically fucked up or on heroin, you feel me, or whatever they was giving them, to the crack epidemic, you feel me, the CIA and the drugs coming in, to the jacking of the music, you feel me. What kind of civilization would we be in, you feel me? It looked like Wakanda out this motherfucker.
Yeah.
So it's still going there, but now
it took a different route.
so now where we are, you feel me, because it's like it's in when it comes to what is something in I don't know if it's quantum mechanics or quantum physics, where they talk about timelines, and it's certain key points in timelines that's going to happen. You feel me? It's going to happen. It's some things that, differentiate, and that's how you get paradoxes or parallel universes. You feel me? Like if you make a different decision, and then it branch off into a different universe.
Yeah.
But it's still certain key points that's always going to happen. You feel me? We was always going to get to the point where the veil was going to be lifted, more suns was coming in. You feel me? This current sun was going to turn up. You feel me? And it was going to be what it is right now.
Yeah.
The only difference is the consciousness would have been everybody would have been more Andre 3000 and Erykah Badu. You feel me? Instead of right now, you have a mix or a gap. You have some that's like that. You feel me? And some that's like, and everywhere in between.
Yeah.
The thing about, you feel me, right now, especially right now, the transition from Pisces, the age of Pisces, to the age of Aquarius.
Right?
You're going from the age of belief, you feel me, of you believing in these institutions, whether it's the religious institution, you believing in the medical institution, the educational institutions, the corporations are going to work, the banking institution, you feel me, everything under the sun, the police.
Everybody was like
you
kind
were
of like
believed.
constructed in some type of way. Now it's like we breaking loose from all that. We go on our own ways, like,
That's exactly what it is. So before it was you believed in that, and that's how everybody functioned under that.
Yes.
Where it's going to is that's everybody will govern themselves, and this was the thought that I guess I kind of had, and I think where everybody who is going to that vibration. You are right now, what you doing, you detoxing your body, your mind, and your spirit, and your soul. And your soul is sending you in a direction to build your God body. If you thought about yourself and you asked, you was a God, what kind of God would you be? You feel me? What kind of traits, what kind of characteristics do you really embody? You feel me? Like, what kind of shit is you really on? Me personally, because I asked myself this, you feel me, when I was in a meditation, and I was like, well, shit, I know health is important to me. You feel me?
Absolutely.
What is the pros and cons of health? You feel me? So okay, if I want a good body, I gotta put in that work. You feel me? I gotta work hard. I gotta be disciplined with what I'm eating. You feel me? And on my workouts, I gotta be focused. You feel me, on what I'm doing, and I gotta be consistent. So you being a God, you feel me, of these things, a God of wealth. I want wealth, vast wealth. Okay. So what do I have to do? You feel me, to get that wealth? I gotta study what is wealth. You feel me? How many different ways can you achieve that? You feel me? What is the money? What is the economics? What is the financial system? How does it work? You feel me? And I say you take that as like it's a whole bunch of different entities and deities. You feel me? Different ones that have their own different they don't frequencies and vibrations, because these deities and these entities, they not, I mean, some people take them as physical and literal, and in the astral realm they probably have took on that form, but when you boil it down, it's just a vibration, it's an energy. You feel me? It's a program.
Everything is energy.
It's just it's a frequency, and it's an equation. It's a math equation. If you put hard work, consistency, you feel me, some passion, love, dedication, and let's say focus, into, you got all of these ingredients, you're going to get a certain outcome. You feel me? It may change a little bit based on what else you add in with it, but it's going to be in the same range. You feel me? That is the vibration of that. You get what I mean? So the things that you are doing, you feel me, is what are you putting the time and the energy, you feel me, into to get the vibration back to you that is going to be embodied around your aura. You feel me? When they come across you, they're going to be like, oh, this motherfucker got gems. They dropping them all the time. They always have that information, wisdom, blue kind of, teacher energy. You feel me? If it's somebody who, man, they care about everybody. You feel me? Like, man, they care about everybody. Like, damn, it's a dog that's, you feel me, kind of limping, they go get that dog. If it's a child crying looking for their mommy, they gonna help them find, if it's somebody stranded on us, they pulling over. You feel me? That's the energy that they embody. Now, if it's somebody who is, you feel me, they kind of they quick tempered. You feel me? They got fiery energy. They always turned up. They be ready to, you feel me, flash quick.
Yeah.
That person, they'd probably be great with sports. They probably physical. They're very competitive. It's the energy that they embody. It's not a good or a bad thing. Is it controlled or is it uncontrolled?
Yeah.
You feel me? So,
because if it's uncontrolled, it's a difference, because some people operating off that energy, energy is not even meant for you.
Right.
Because I was operating the energy like that. I was quick tempered. I was always angry, but that was because I had stuff I had to deal with internally and stuff I had to heal from. But once I'm like that, my energy is not like that, and I was fighting so hard to not be that energy. I didn't want to be soft. It was the point of my life I didn't want to be soft. I didn't want to not so much as be feminine, but I just didn't want to feel like my emotions were taking control of me. I was like, okay, oh my God, but not knowing that I'm a woman at the end of the day, so it's like it's okay for me to be emotional. Not saying it's not okay for a man to be emotional, but for me, for myself, it was like, okay, well, I'm fighting so hard against this because I'm like, I know it's power over here, and this other phase that I was in with the anger, the power of that anger was controlling me. I didn't have no control over it. So once I grasped it and seen what effect that it was having on my mind, having on my body, having on my conscience, like damn, I really just did that, or I went off for this small reason. Now it's to the point I don't even get mad anymore. It has to take something real dramatic for me to be like, all right. But other than that, it's just like, okay, I'm cool. I'm not tripping. Things roll off my shoulder. If you talk to me 2017, 2018, 2019, I mean, it would have an effect on me. You know what I'm saying? And that's because I wasn't controlling it. So all I had to do was simply control my emotions and not let my emotions control me, and know which emotions are healthy and what situations does that emotion call for.
Circumstantial. Because it's just a tool. In all the examples I gave, whether it's, you turned up and you have you passionate, you angry, or the athlete, I usually go off of colors. So you got a lot of red energy, if you got a lot of like a teacher, you highly intellectual, you got a lot of blue energy, or you feel me, you like you empathetic, a lot of green energy. You feel me, like that caring person.
Yeah.
It's pros and cons to each one of them.
Yeah.
With the anger, it's like, man, you cannot be spazzing out on people because you feel some type of way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's not cool.
You're able to check that.
When it comes to the caring, you cannot care so much about everybody or everything, or you are going to be giving up too much of yourself, and you are going to feel some type of way if everybody is not returning what you're giving, or if you don't feel like what you're giving is being validated. You feel me?
Yeah.
You're going to feel some type of way.
You're going to be like a people pleaser.
Right. If you are too intellectual and you don't have much emotions, you too logical.
Yeah.
You feel me? You too logical, bro. Like, hey, you know?
Yeah, this is like a caring situation. Like, people's feelings are, right here and at stake. So it's like you got to be able to care, have some type of emotion about yourself, not just always be logical all the time. Yeah. So like you said, the pros and cons, they have to kind of like balance.
You got to balance.
Out,
it's all balance. You got to balance. You got to be balanced, and you got to be control. You feel me? Is because if not, again, back to that microwave. You feel me? Yeah. If not, the sun is going to show you. Everybody is going to be who they are.
It's going to be magnified even more.
You can see it now because most people, if like whatever hype somebody is on now, if you look at them 10 years ago, and I'm talking about, you look at their habits. You look at the habits and you look at the things as far as the subconscious issues that they have. You feel me? The things that they are like addicted to, you feel me? And when I say addiction, it doesn't have to necessarily be a substance. Some people, you could be addicted to sugar. Some people are addicted to scrolling. Some people are addicted to love. You feel me? They got, and what I mean addicted to love, or they're addicted to being in relationships. Like, they'll hop out of one relationship and then into another relationship before they even heal, or before even getting to know.
That's attachment issues as well that comes into play with that.
Facts. You feel me? So it's like, people are who they are, and you are going to be who you are. You feel me? Whatever work that you've done on you, that's what is going to come out. Is it's going to come out as a more magnified, you feel me, version.
Yeah.
You feel me? That's why that shadow work is so important, especially,
so
you feel me,
important.
in 2020 when everybody was locked down. You feel me? Because you was being forced to. It was no work. You feel me? The kids wasn't going to school. It's just more self-reflection time. You gotta self-reflect and find those barriers and find those triggers. You feel me? Because you need to if you're not in control of yourself, somebody else is in control of you. And the where we going, you feel me, is gonna be turned up. You feel me? Yeah. And you don't want your strings out here being pulled like Pinocchio. You feel me? Like, because you don't know what direction you're going to get influenced in, and 9 times out of 10, if you see the masses doing it, you probably want to go the other direction.
Yeah.
If they ever telling, you feel me, because this is just from experience of what I peep, whenever they try and get everybody on the same hype and doing the same ring, or you feel me, in one direction, or focus on one thing, don't focus on that shit. Go to another direction.
Go
look at
somewhere
something
else.
Because it's something.
Or study up why, or like start looking up.
Yeah, definitely
research.
look at the why.
Yeah, look at the why.
Regardless of the why,
don't go.
It's, you feel me, because it's the point of when they bringing it to you. You feel me? It's different if you had looked into it before, or if you take a time period, like let it die down and you get into it after. But don't feed your energy. You feel me? Because that energy vampires, you feel me, and them cultivating your energy and doing shit with it is real. You feel me? But then you also, because you gave your energy, now you a prisoner to what you just gave, and you are too invested, you feel me, in that thing.
Because you gave your energy at the time when everybody was, it was like a mass energy suction, like I'm taking all this and it's going somewhere.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And
so
everybody
I definitely believe in that.
You gotta have the right amount of self-control to be able, like, if you feel me, going around with the trends, you gotta have a lot of self-control to where you're not emotionally influenced by it. You feel me? Like, it's so many people online where, like, it's not a lot of people these days that can have a conversation and have a disagreement and still be like, okay, I respect your opinion, you respect my opinion, we still cool. You feel
it's
me?
like automatically divide after that. Like, it's a disagreement. boom, it's like more separation now. They don't
Man.
like unity in any type of form, especially for positivity.
Yeah.
So it's like wherever they could create that divide, and so many people are ego for self right now. So it's automatically like if we have a disagreement, I'm going my way, you going your way, or I'm not talking to you, or I don't have to deal with this. A lot of people, it's like, I don't know how to. Everybody's selfish right now.
You do know. You know. That's you do know.
Like, I know, but it's like,
know,
okay,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Everybody just for themselves right now. So it's like, well, we've been told, like, I had to deal with this for so long, and that's being promoted too. Like, you don't have to be like this. Ain't nobody dealing with this. Like, even for example, like back in the day, like when they was talking about, oh, like the wives back then ain't the wives. It's the modern women right now. It was like, oh, they stayed through this and they stayed with their man through that and this and that. I'm not doing that. He do this one wrong thing, I'm out.
Facts.
Like, you don't know the hard work of the relationship. You're not gonna never know it because you ain't never gave your chance to experience it.
But that's
You're
the
so
same
quick to
thing
leave,
with the
or you're
men.
so quick to divide. You don't know how to come together no more.
That's super facts. And with the relationships, as far as even with the men, like a lot of men are not. I feel like a lot because of, and I don't know if it is that divine energy that's coming in. A lot of men want more stable relationships and families, even though the conditioning and the program of it is still be on get money, fuck bitches. But the inner compass is saying no. You feel me? But it's the reverse for women right now, because it's like the inner compass is probably saying be in your divine feminine, be in be in that softness, be in that great feminine energy, but the environment is saying, nah, fuck these niggas, get this money,
shake your ass,
elevate
do
in
this.
position, you feel me?
Yeah.
Get these things, status, you feel me? Status elevation. And it's like, it's cool, but again, the way we base relationships may not be accurate, you feel me, at all, as far as even with gender roles, even the construct of relationships. Like, for example, and this is something that I know most women not, well, I ain't gonna say most right now, but a lot of women not gonna agree with, but as far as with how men are, you feel me, in the whole polygamy thing, you feel me, like most men, if you ask most men, you feel me, like, hey, would you rather, if you had the option to have multiple wives or just be with one woman for forever, which one do you think they're going to be?
They're going to choose some multiple wives, like, but then we, like, I'm not going for that, like,
Facts.
you know what I'm saying, or we want it our way, too, so if you going to have multiple wives, I'm finna have multiple men, but we're not built like that.
Exactly.
We're not built like
because
that.
Because it's not your natural it's not your organic program.
Right.
You feel me? Y'all, it's something of a emotional response based off your belief system. You feel me? When females go cheat, 9 times out of 10, it's because the
emotional attachment.
The dude got cheated, or they like, man, I feel like he gonna play me, or something happened, past experiences, then they go do their thing. Dudes are just instinctively doing what they do. You feel me?
They just being, I mean, when you go out and see even animals in nature, it's like they going around and, you know, they ain't just with one squirrel.
Now,
like, every squirrel trying to get a nut.
I'm not saying that, you feel me, again, through the conditioning and for the programming, men are more turned up, you feel me, to where it's more 24/7. But if you go back, you know, like our grandpas or our grandparents' age, it was always stories of, you feel me, of a man having multiple, you know, families or multiple households. It wasn't too much stories of, you feel me, the women doing that, you know, so it was some, but it wasn't a lot of cases, you know. The man would still take care of both families in most instances, you know. But right now, it's a different story. Now, the crazy thing about it is, and something you would know, how many female friends, family members, scenarios, or just in general, how many situations have you heard about or came across where it was like, ooh, shame on you?
Yeah.
But how many situations you come across when it was like men hearing about men cheating?
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, how common is that? Like, real shit. Like, it's a real question. I'm wondering.
How common is it for men to be cheating?
How many times have you heard about that? If you had to think about it, how many times?
A lot.
Like how?
Like over hundreds, thousands. Like just even from people I know to in media and all that. It's not like you don't see like, oh, well, this woman cheated on. You barely see that. It's more common, more normalized. Like, oh, a man cheated. Oh, that's just in his nature. That's just so, when a woman cheat is like, oh, like, what happened? Like,
Now, you gotta ask the question, you feel me? If it's this common, you feel me? It's this consistent and it's been happening for this long of time, this many generations. Like I just got here, you feel me?
Yeah.
Like I ain't been on this planet that long. You feel me?
Yeah.
If it's been going on for this amount of time, maybe it's something there that's saying like, what's the issue? What's what's really the issue?
Yeah.
Like because if it was something that it was really natural, niggas would be able to fall in line with it instantly.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? It'd be like, I'm just doing it. But then back to what I was saying about as far as the way things operate in this universe, you got the sun being electric and the planets being magnetic. You feel me? Women are magnetic, males are electric. So the many planets follow the sun. The alpha males in nature, you feel me? If you see most lions or a pack, it'll be mainly one male. You feel me? Sometimes, and it's rare, it'll be two. Usually, if it's a son or something, but it's rare that it'll be two.
Yeah.
And then it'll be hella females. It's. I'm not making this up.
Yeah.
You feel me? I'm not. I didn't. In reality, for how monogamous relationships came about was really for men who didn't really necessarily have a lot to give. Because if it was back on how it was, if you had to have a certain amount of a certain criteria, a certain status, a certain amount of resources to breed, a lot of niggas wouldn't be out here getting no play.
Yeah.
You feel me? And I'm not just talking about as far as just like you just have materialistic money thing. I mean, I'm talking about you have the mental capacity to be able to structure a family structure. Mm-hmm. You feel me? Like if you have multiple women or multiple children, you still have to find a way to divide and give that time,
their time, emotions, resources,
everything that come with them.
Yeah.
You feel me? All they friends, all they family, all they habits, all of their things that they into. As a man, you're responsible and obligated to deal with that. You feel me? If you're doing it with multiple women, you still have to still do the same thing. For women, I don't know if y'all can juggle that, you feel me, with multiple men doing that. Because it's not the programming.
Yeah.
You feel me? Men naturally still do this now. They may be sneaking linking doing it, you feel me? But they still doing it now. You feel me? Now, back to saying as far as if the men don't have the resources or the mental or, you feel me, able to do it, then he wouldn't be able to breed. He just not gonna get no play. Yeah. How many dudes out here wouldn't be getting no play? You feel me? And I'm not just talking about, again, just on the money value, you feel me, but the mentality value. You feel me? Like we building, like. And I don't really get so much into the follows a man lead thing because I feel like everybody should lead their own. You feel me? Like you incarnate into this world, you feel me, by yourself. Even if you got a twin, one of y'all came first.
Yeah.
One of y'all gonna exit first. Mm-hmm. So it's on you how you live your life. Yeah, you can have the person who you with set a structure or a foundation for a direction y'all want to go collectively. But you gotta walk your own journey. You
exactly.
feel me? Your journey ain't his journey.
Everything for you. You know
feel
what I'm
me?
saying? They could lead you in the right direction, but it's for you to
follow. More point you in a direction.
Yeah.
You feel me? Because you still gotta, like, if something happened to him, what you gonna do?
Right.
You still gotta live
your
life.
Your own mind. You still gotta know. Okay, well he gone now. I know I can set this up and I can make this plan. I can do the X, Y, Z. You gotta have your own mind.
Exactly. And I don't know if a lot of guys are instilling that into the women that they with, because it's like you have to instill that into the woman in order for your children to receive it. Because you feel me, what you teach the mother goes naturally to the children. You feel me? The simple fact that y'all connected for the 9 months and then the months after, you feel me, during feeding, y'all forever connected. So whatever goes into you gonna project onto the child. Yeah, when the dad come around, he gonna give what he can give, and do what he can do. But even if he with him 24/7, it's not the same kind of connection because it wasn't that tether, know. So it's on the man to feed the woman, you feel me, feed her soul, feed her mind, you feel me, get her on the hype that she's supposed to be on so she can pass it on to the next child. Because in nature, that's how it goes. You are breeding so the next batch can be, you feel me, can have the best possible outcomes.
Yeah.
You know?
And be equipped for everything that's coming.
Like dog breeding. You know how niggas be dog breeding with bulldogs or with pit bulls or the little, you feel me?
Yeah.
You know, it's certain traits that they try and gain. That they trying to gain, you know, from crossbreeding, you know, to get the right kind of breed of dog, you know, to sell it for the highest, you know, the highest amount. When you are breeding, as far as, you know, when we come together in relationships, I'm not saying to look at it so much like that, but you need to know everything that y'all are combining doing, you know, y'all breeding. You know, that child is going to be a combination of y'all
both.
two.
Yeah.
You know? And epigenetics is real. So the stuff that you pass down psychologically or the stuff that's locked away in your DNA, you pass on as traits to your child. Yeah, they gonna take on your physical traits as far as your looks, your complexion,
all your features,
you
and
know,
everything.
but they also gonna take on those psychological features as far as some words you say, some ways that you act, the ways that you move. But they also gonna take on shit based on your goals, your skills. They're gonna take on some of your fears. You feel me? Like they gonna take on all of these things. They're gonna take on your medical. You know, like your if you have, depending on what kind of medical conditions you have, you know, shit passed on.
Yeah.
So you gotta know that when you are breeding, you feel me, and then also while you living to breed, men have to know this. You feel me? Like you gotta know if it's because that's what your duty is to do. You know, and it's like I don't think a lot of men are necessarily on that hype. I think they just on if I get this money and give her some money, then it's cool. You feel me? Like
what else you got?
I ain't gotta spend time. You feel me? I ain't gotta like
what else you got?
You know, like get her to be on a healthier vibe, whether it come to eating or being more physical. I don't gotta, you feel me, have her been like, hey, less time on your phone, you feel me, in these reality shows, spend more time in these books, you
the
feel me,
reality shows ain't nothing but an agenda anyway.
As well, you feel me? Because all of it get passed on and get passed down.
Yeah.
So it's like, again, spider web. But then again, you feel me, nothing is happening out here by mistake or, you feel me, by coincidence.
Yes.
Everything designed. Yeah, it's a doozy, man. It's a doozy.
The whole shit we in is a fucking doozy.
Yeah.
You know,
it's a great time, too, though.
It's,
you know, there's a lot of beautiful things.
It's a great time. I mean, it depends on how you see fit. You know what I mean? Either you're going to get sucked in or you going to stand out and you going to dominate.
Because it's the best time.
Do what you're supposed to be doing. It's the best time.
It's no time like right now to be alive. Like, it's more opportunity to make something happen than, man, for the last couple of generations for us.
Right. It was always like a struggle, but now it's like so free. You could earn money doing what we doing right now. You can do anything and make it, as long as you own it and you know that's what you're supposed to be doing and that's your divine, that's your God given.
Yeah. What you putting your energy and your time into? What
are you putting your energy? Because that's what you're gonna be. That's what you're supposed to produce.
Actually.
So, what are you giving your energy and your time to? Okay. So you know what? We have some things right here too, right? That you brought along. Yes. But I'm gonna put this on my story.
Wait, I thought you were gonna pull a card. I
was supposed to pull a card, but we might do that on the story too because we time is running out. But we're gonna put this all on like I want to say I don't know I have a Patreon but I haven't even been using it. But I'm gonna put this on like my so you guys can see, or it'll be like a separate YouTube video for you guys. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share so you can see all the exclusives because this is not going to be on the interview right now. We're about to break off and we're going to do this and put this on another YouTube video. So you guys make sure you stay tuned and subscribe so you can get alert when that video drop, okay? So any last words, any advice that you want to give out to the listeners, the viewers?
I say, man, do the work. Don't be afraid of doing the work and don't run from yourself. Like right now, it is critical to do the work. Like the survival of the fittest, of the strongest, that shit is real. And You have to be emotionally strong. You have to be mentally strong. You got to be physically strong. You got to be financially strong. You have to be strong out here, and you have to be able to deal with the waves of ups and downs. And it's going to be heavy swings of ups and downs coming. A lot of people are going to be transitioning out. A lot of family members is going to pass. You feel me? It's be a lot of things, but again, it's also a lot of great things. What did you put in your time into? What is the goals you trying to achieve? What you trying to get done? Because it's like it's the blank slate of a reset.
Yeah.
You know? There's no
It's a passing of the baton.
right. So everything is now we done went from the age of Pisces and belief to the age of Aquarius and knowing. You now, you feel me? You your own religion, your own spiritual system, your own government, your own law, your own medical, your own, health, your own bank, your own finance. It's up to you to go learn, you feel me, how to operate with these things. Because the institutions that you depend they may not be too much of service in the very near future. You feel me? So it's important because the game is still going to be the same game. There's different players. You feel me? You still going to have to play the game. You need to figure out how to play the game and make sure that you good and your family is good. You know? I mean, some people don't want to play the game. They just want to throw in a towel. And if that's what you choose to do, then hey, that's cool.
To do. But you got to know your purpose and what you are here for on this earth and what is your mission.
Yeah.
So, if you don't know that, of course, you're going to give up. But when you got a mission, you got a purpose, and you know what you're going for and what you want to achieve, you ain't got no choice but to keep playing that game and figure out your best way to operate and get through that game.
Facts. Big facts.
Thank you for coming on.
It's all good.
It's been a good episode, y'all. Like, this shit was lit.
Yeah,
I learned a lot, too. And I'm going to finish watching They Clone Tyrone tonight. I'm going to watch it while I'm taking these braids down. So, thank you again for coming on and being a wonderful guest.
All good, man.
And we'll see you on the next episode of Quarantine Radio.
Yeah, I'll be back. Dude.
I don't know. I can't see that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, your social.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Instagram at Grandmaster Bay. Also, you can come book a session. The Energy Coach or energycoach.com. INNERG coach.com.
Oh my God, I have a juice named Energy.
Hey, look, man.
I'm drinking it right now.
That energy is real, man.
Energy is real. Look at that. Okay, so your links, I'm going to make sure I post your links in the description so you guys check them out.
Oh, one more. Check out my book.
He got a book. And you got that's on one of your links as well, right? So you can purchase the book
on Amazon, and just if you want to get into more about chakras and breathing and doing that injury work, tap in. Okay. All that good stuff.
I'm gonna make sure I put the links in the description below, and y'all make sure y'all support and check them out.
Indeed.
Hey, we out.